And we are back. I'd like to apologize for the inconvenience, losing a little bit of internet connection, having some technical difficulties. Let me quickly bring you up to speed. In first, we have the Williams of Sadistic, keeping that position. The fastest lap of the race so far of a 1:15.7. The race seems to be dry now. Wasn't sure if that was some technical issues that I was having. Kenny in second in the Williams 2, 1-2 for Williams. Great start for them on lap 11. We're currently under the safety car. Third, we have the Red Bull of Harvey. Jack FRS in the Racing Point in fourth. Big Ben, our championship leader, in fifth. Jay Hartnell in the Mercedes, and his teammate in the Mercedes of Very, 6th and 7th respectively. Great start from the Mercedes, both starting very low in qualifying, making up 4 positions each. That is a great start from them. Williams 1987 in the Red Bull, making up 4 positions himself. A great start. Perhaps some pit stops have helped with that. We see the likes of Liverpool making up 7 positions now on the hards, looking to go to the end. I do believe this is a smart strategy. Not too sure what happened there, but on the hard, looking to go long. Both smart strategies. In the top 10 on his debut, nothing to be upset about. The Haas of Jake in 11th. Anthony Stan in the Ferrari in 12th. Warrior Huntsman in the Renault in 13th. Balls of the Alfa Romeo having a great qualifying, but seeing himself at the bottom of the order on the hards, as we see Warrior Huntsman missing a wing and on softs. This is the last thing that he would have wanted. We have 2 retirements so far of Killer 94J in the McLaren and Captain Infinity in the Racing Point. Not the races they wanted here around Monaco, but very easy. They should not be very upset with themselves, as it is very easy to DNF around this track. Just want to check if we are live. Apologies. As we see a few of the drivers deciding to pit onto the mediums. Very interesting from them. I would have chosen the hards. They will be allowed to catch right back up to the pack as we witness the train at the front as the safety car waits for the last 2 cars to catch up before we are on our way. Apologies for the inconvenience. I don't believe we've missed too much. We still have a lot of race ahead of us, so do not be too upset. Yes, we are live. We are live. Right. As we are on our way, Sadistic leading the pack. Right at the front as the safety car enters the pits. Overtake open right up the hill, trying to pull a big enough gap from Kenny, his teammate. We have quite a large gap opening up here behind the AlphaTauri of Big Ben. Jay Hartnell losing a little bit of time. Make up that space as we go around the very tight hairpin. Let us see what the tyre situation is looking like. So everyone has made a stop. DDoS making 2 pit stops so far. That will explain why he's so low down. Balls, Warrior Huntsman, as we see a Williams and an AlphaTauri both losing it around the chicane. Oh, going into traffic. Good thing he's ghosted. Which of the Williams was it? It was Kenny. Kenny losing time. Hopefully he does not have any damage. It doesn't look like it as he goes right into the back of the racing point. I'm not too sure what's happening here. Sadistic will be happy with this, but not great for Williams as he sets up purple sector 3, I should say. Apologies. Upsetting for Kenny as that mistake will cost him tons of time. Big Ben, our championship leader, losing so much time, but making it up quickly around the main straight. Almost going 3 wide into the first corner. Big Ben making it stick. Our front 3 runners all running on the hards as Kenny in 4th on the mediums. Not sure how long that's going to last. The strategy might not be the best for him right now as we see Jay Hartnell and Very in the Mercedes on hards, Williams in the Red Bull on mediums. It's Jake in the hards, the only car on softs, doing 5 laps on the softs so far. Perhaps looking to, as he retires. I believe he has retired at the chicane. He seems to be alright. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but he is no longer with us, making that soft tire compound no longer applicable. As we see Kenny changing his wing, definitely seeing some damage taken. He'll be very upset. Going onto the hards, going long, still capable of doing well, and a 5-second penalty. It looks like a lot of open air for Kenny, our pole sitter. He'll be looking to make a lot of time back. Very easy for us to collect an additional safety car, which would bring him right back into contention, although he does have a lot of traffic. As we see the Red Bull, oh no, we are under safety car. We are under the safety car. He is on the hard, looking to go long. Jack now rounding up our podium positions in the racing point. Both Mercedes taking very good points in 4th and 5th respectively, not having the best of starts. Sorry, I needed to check up on the stream to see if we were live. A few more technical difficulties. We should not see these much further. I will try my best. I do apologize. But to continue the grid order, we have Williams in the Red Bull in 6th, Liverpool making an incredible comeback. Now in 7th in the Haas, taking some good points for Haas. Let us see how many positions he's made up. He's made up 9 positions from I believe last place. Great start from him. DDoS on his debut, 4 positions down in 8th. Not the start he would have wanted, but he will be happy to be in the points. His teammate right behind him. Barky start as he goes into the hairpin. Yellow flags all around again, and now it's green. These technical issues are extremely frustrating. I do apologize. We see Very in the Mercedes doing 15 laps on his hard so far, almost the whole race, and Williams in the Red Bull on those 16 lap old mediums. He's making those Mediums last incredibly long. Not too sure how long he can stay out for, but we will monitor it. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm struggling to get any intervals, but look at this pack at the back. Big Ben, our championship leader. Let's stay on board with him. Let's actually go on board and see what he can do behind DDoS. As you can see, it is very difficult to make any overtakes, as Monaco is very narrow and very easy to hit the barrier. A lot of traffic here for Ben, a lot of work for him, a long day ahead, 20 laps to go. I look up the inside, but DDoS closes the door. As I get my intervals back, we see Jay Hart now right on the back. Within a second of Jack FRS, he will now be in the DRS zone. The driver behind will want to stay within a second to have his DRS activated and unleash as much power as he can. We see Anthony Stan in the Ferrari pitting again. To go for the mediums. Let's go on board here with Liverpool, as he is on the back of the Red Bull of Jay Williams, who's on 17 lap all mediums. Liverpool not having the best of exits. Warrior Huntsman right on the back of DDoS. A race up the hill, only 0.2 behind. He has a look up the inside, thinks better of it. Intelligent driving from the Renault driver, as there's still a long race to go. He is on the softs. He will want to get ahead of this Ferrari as soon as possible. Some great defending from the Ferrari driver. A little bit running into the back of the Ferrari, the Renault, losing a bit of his wing. It just gets bad to worse for this Renault driver. Williams now hunting down Very in the Mercedes. Williams on the medium compound tyre, much faster compound tyre than the hards, although those hards will go longer as Very hits the inside barrier. Hopefully not taking too much damage. You'll want to keep this Red Bull behind him. Big Ben now on the back of the Renault. As we see Kenny retiring, Kenny is out of the race. Al Polston now hitting the wall and is out of the race. As the Alfa Romeo comes around the track, we should see the Williams on the track, in the middle of the track, as he despawns just in time. Very unfortunate race for Kenny, as he did have a great start, but things did not seem to go his way. But that is such the way of Monaco. As we see a few other drivers hunting down Big Ben, back in, losing a little bit of time from DDoS. He losing the position to Warrior Huntsman. Warrior Huntsman perhaps capitalizing on a mistake, as we see some yellow flags around the chicane. As we stay on board with this pack of 3, as they seem to be the closest of anyone at the moment. Keep an eye out for Williams in the Red Bull chasing down the Mercedes. As a dive, DDoS going into the pits with the AlphaTauri of Big Ben behind him, perhaps losing their wings. Very, very interesting overtake decisions, as we see another retirement to Anthony Stan with a Ferrari out, losing it in sector 2 around the chicane. Monaco is a very difficult track, and you will expect to see perhaps a few more DNFs as we go back on board with the front runners. Drivers losing a little bit of time as gaps start to form, becoming a little bit complacent, maybe making a little bit more mistakes than they would want. Only 11 drivers left on the track at the moment. We have 5 retirees at the moment, with Anthony Stan in the Ferrari, Kenny in the Williams. He'll be kicking himself, taking pole at the beginning of the race. It's Jake in the Haas in 14th. Killer 94J in the McLaren out right at the beginning, and Captain Infinity joining him in the back, or at the back I should say. We have another Red Bull pitting. It is Harvey going on to the mediums. He should see these mediums to the end, perhaps losing a little bit of time towards the end, but not too much of a problem if there happens to be another safety car. Almost an entire grid scoring points, with only DDoS at the moment and not able to score a point on his debut. You'll not be happy with that. As we see Williams in the Red Bull chasing down this Mercedes, playing very patient, wanting to save up his ERS to pounce, perhaps conserve those tires towards the end. Still 16 laps to go, still a long way for these drivers to pull those mediums. Williams already going 21 laps on his mediums. He will be looking to not get a puncture with the amount of wear he has, and he close eye on that. Very on the hards, doing 20 laps, although he is on the hards, he able to go a much longer distance. As Warrior Huntsman DNFs in the pits, he is now out. That will now promote DDoS into 10th position, claiming at least 1 point on his debut. Cannot complain about getting some points. Very interesting strategy as Sadistic seemingly running away with it. 14-second lead as the Red Bull runs right into the back of the Mercedes, perhaps missing his braking point. Oh, it just gets bad to worse for the Red Bull driver. When it rains, it pours. He will need to pit as he hits the wall again, perhaps damaging his wing in further, running an overtake. He will want to pit and fix that wing as soon as possible, as at least 1 point is guaranteed for the Red Bull driver. As yes, he does go into the pits. Let's see what tire compound he decides to go on. They all run out on the I can't see the mediums. He decides to go on the mediums, and a wing change. The Mercedes both taking great points in 3rd and 4th, making up for that very slow qualifying. Great drive from them. Liverpool coming from the back. Let's see how many positions he's actually made up. 11 positions after 25 laps. That's a great start from him. 5th, and only 1 point. 4, 3, 2, catching the Mercedes in front of him. Looking to fight for every point that he can. So run on board with our race leader, who is now 17.2 seconds ahead. Already finishing up in sector 1, as the rest of the grid are only crossing the line now. He'll be praying that no safety car will take away this great cushion that he has built up. Great drive from the Williams driver. A little bit unfortunate from his teammate. They could have taken maximum points. But he will not be complaining, as he is almost 20 seconds ahead of the pack. Let's jump on board with Jack in second place, with Jay Hartnell in the Mercedes right behind him, only 0.7 seconds behind. He will be in DRS zone. Jay not doing a lot of ERS saving, perhaps saving his tires as he waits for an opportunity to pounce on the Racing Point driver. His teammate Very, a little bit further back, 3 seconds, has his own problems of the Haas of Liverpool, hunting him down just over a second behind. A great drive from him. Harvey in the Red Bull, 8 seconds behind the Haas of Liverpool. He'll be wanting to make up a lot of that lost time. A little bit alone, as behind him is Bowles in Alfa Romeo, 6.5 seconds behind the Red Bull. Big Ben also alone in 8th, with about an 8-second cushion between him and the next car. DDoS in 9th, with Williams of the Red Bull right behind him, 0.7. Let's see what tire compound they are on. Both on fresh mediums. DDoS looking a little bit cautious around the likes of Monaco. Williams looking a little bit more confident around these corners. He'll be looking to overtake DDoS as soon as possible, but DDoS is not going to make it easy for him, no doubt. As we see, the Mercedes are much closer on the Racing Point. He has to look up the inside, but thinks better of it. Right behind him, the Haas is hunting down this Mercedes. Just a single mistake can cost these drivers seconds and valuable points, as these cars are only separated by 0.7 of a second. Blink of an eye stuff from these drivers. Sadistic, not willing to become too complacent at the front. Easy to make mistakes when there is no pressure or no goal in sight. He'll be looking to have very clean laps, but he does not seem to be struggling, as he opens his lead to almost 23 seconds. Jay Hartnell sitting behind this Racing Point just for a few laps, might be struggling a little bit with dirty air. The turbulent air from behind the cars does cause a little bit of understeer and a little bit more tire wear from the car behind, making it incredibly difficult to get right up on the back of that gearbox and stick your nose into a corner to get ahead. Liverpool might be having the same issue behind this Mercedes. DDoS now closing up onto the back of Big Ben. Big Ben not seeming to make any inroads, as he is now 10 seconds behind the Alfa Romeo of Bulls in 7th position. Danny will be looking to capitalize, but must be cautious of the William of Red Bull behind him, of Williams 1987. Very quick driver himself, and he will be looking to capitalize on any mistakes from DDoS. Liverpool very, very close to Mercedes, a little bit close on this lap, perhaps having a run down to the Novel chicane. Very good overtaking maneuver, but very risky, as you can clip the inside wall and spin out, effectively ruining your race. Very good levels of concentration being presented to us here, as these drivers seem to have had quite a few clean laps, as a few mistakes are starting to happen to Red Bull. Losing a little bit of time from the Haas. A great overtake by Liverpool on his 19-lap-old hards. The Red Bull will be furious, as he is on the much better tyre compound, perhaps having an issue, some wing damage perhaps looking to capitalize and get that position back as soon as possible. Will we see it into the first corner? No overtake. A run up the hill perhaps, much better grips on those medium compound tires, fresh medium compound tires, should I say. Careful not to damage your wing as these drivers are driving really, really close. They'll dive up the inside. And he backed out much clearer as Williams gets past Big Ben. He has somehow got past DDoS and Big Ben. A great overtaking maneuver. I'm sorry I've missed that. Great overtake by the Williams. He is now going to hunt down the Alfa Romeo of Balls. DDoS losing out in that situation as an upside of Big Ben. Great overtake. Leaving it late. Big Ben looking up inside of the hairpin. I would back out, and he does. Big Ben missing both of his end plates. That would explain the lack of time. Not what you want from our drivers champion standing winner right now. DDoS should have a bit more downforce as he only has one end plate missing. Williams already pulling 3.5 seconds ahead. As you can see, he was being held back. He'll be very frustrated as he knows there's only 8 laps. He will be praying for a safety car so that he may have a better chance of scoring some big points. The Red Bull right on the back of Liverpool, looking to perhaps pay back the favor for that great maneuver that Liverpool had made. As we quickly jump onto the back of Jay Hartnell, who is now right on the back of the racing point towards the Novel chicane. I don't believe he is close enough at the moment. Right on the back, braking a little bit late and having to cut the corner, letting the racing point go. Good sportsmanship from him, but he'll be kicking himself for that mistake. As it looked like the Red Bull had a look up the inside, as Sadistic, our race leader, now in the pits with plenty of time to spare, with almost 30 seconds ahead. Onto the softs, going for the fastest lap, as that will produce a bonus point as he looks to capitalize. We see Jack FRS now in the pits himself. Very interesting from him, as he's only on wasn't sure, he actually just missed what tires he was on, or how long he was on those tires for. Very stretching those hards onto almost 30 laps. He will those tires will be crying. He might have a puncture right at the end. We should have eyes on that. But an impressive drive, having to stretch that. Now in podium, both Mercedes, second and third respectively. Great drives from them, having not the best of qualifying. Brilliant drives from them. Stretching these tires. 23 laps and 29. These Mercedes drivers have almost pulled off a masterclass. We'll see how it ends, as there's still quite a bit of race left and anything can happen. Don't rule anyone out. As Liverpool right on the back of that Mercedes. The Red Bull of Harvey hitting the wall. Hopefully not too much damage. Liverpool looking up the inside. Let's go on board. Big Ben now 26 seconds behind the next driver of DDoS in the Ferrari. The explanation for that would be his pit stop, where he had fixed his wing and gone onto softs. And just fixing his wing, he has clipped the wall and lost his end plate. I do believe that Sadistic is on his way to make his first lap, or about to overtake his first lapped car. He will not be too concerned though, as back markers are ghosted. Big Ben moving out the way. Some great sportsmanship from him, not causing Sadistic any hassles. Sadistic running away with it. The closest battle at the moment is between Liverpool and the Mercedes. Let's run on board with the Mercedes a little bit and see where the Haas perhaps makes up his time. A lot more confidence through the S section. I believe the Mercedes losing a bit of wing, clipping the curb. Or was that the Haas? I can't tell. Balls and Alfa Romeo right behind Liverpool, making up some time. He will be hunting down, looking to make up these two positions. As we run on board with DDoS in the Ferrari, with Harvey of the Red Bull, who has just pitted for some fresh softs. DDoS will be wanting to fight the Red Bull off and capitalize on 8th position points. Those 2 points, I believe, as Harvey will be wanting to make up a few points himself, especially on those fresh softs. A lot more grip, a lot more pace. It's going to be very tricky for DDoS, but equally as tricky for the Red Bull of Harvey, as this isn't an ordinary track. This is Monaco. Let's run on board with Balls and Alfa Romeo, who is now right on the back of these two, making up tons of time. Very impressive drive from him. Those 10-lap-old mediums seem to be in much better state than the 33-lap-old hards of the Mercedes of Very. I don't see those hards going much longer. Those hards must be just bone at this point. No grip. He will be struggling. Only 5 seconds behind his teammate, who is on 27-lap-old hards himself. Let's run on board. These two, actually, let's run on board with the Red Bull, who is right on the back of the Ferrari of DDoS right now. Perhaps an overtake before the hairpin. Unlikely. Very slow through the hairpin. Into the double right. Harvey will be looking to get past this Red Bull right now. A much better exit. Overtake open. A look up the inside. Will he make it stick? DDoS goes defensive and shuts the door. Great drive from the Ferrari driver. Red Bull clipping the wall, hitting the wing. That's not what he wants. Perhaps a little bit of impatience coming out as the Alpha almost up the inside of Liverpool in the Haas. Liverpool losing a little bit of time to the Mercedes in front and losing time to the Alfa Romeo behind, who is ready to take that position off his hands. Only a couple laps left of this Grand Prix. These drivers will start to make their moves as the race comes to a close, as their windows of opportunity to get those final few points get smaller and smaller. Let's go on board with the Haas driver and see if Alfa will make a move. A late dive perhaps. He has a look but thinks better of it. Not this lap. Not a lot of time left for these drivers. We might see some late moves, some late dives, as we see Jack losing it in Sector 2. I don't know if he has lost any damage there, or has any damage. Losing his right end plate, not what he wants. As we now have a four-way battle for the podium positions. This is starting to look very exciting, with Williams on the back of balls in the Alfa Romeo. Here you can see all four drivers racing. There's looking to be a tasty couple of laps. Harvey pitting again for the fastest lap, it looks like, giving up on chasing Danny, or DDoS I should say. Great drive from DDoS defending. He should be comfortably taking 8th position as we see the final lap. We will run on board with Sadistic as he comes around the final sector, but let's stay on board with these four and see if anything materializes. They should have one additional lap after this, as only Sadistic is on the lead lap. This will be the second last time they come through Sector 3. Very, very tight between these four. The Red Bull almost running into the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo. Not a lot of overtake left for Liverpool. This Mercedes driver has done an incredible job. As we run on board of Sadistic as he comes around the final straight to take the victory of almost 40 seconds. Congratulations with the Williams taking maximum points on the weekend. Great drive by him. But let's quickly jump back on board with this race for the podium places. Pulling almost a second ahead, making up some time. Liverpool perhaps making a mistake. He will be kicking himself, and he hits the wall on the final lap. Oh no! Oh no! He will be kicking himself. Alfa Romeo limping home himself with only half a wing left. The Rebel right on his tail. Oh no! On the final lap, the Haas missing out on that podium contention. The Alfa Romeo coming limping over the line, taking 4th, the Red Bull in 5th, and Liverpool, after that mistake around the Novel chicane, will take 6th, followed by Jack, who's not too far behind. And finally DDoS coming over the line, happy with 8th, taking some good points. Quite a few penalties, I believe. I will run you through the grid order and see where our drivers finish. Big balls of the Alfa Romeo taking driver of the day. Outstanding drive by him. He will be thrilled. And Sadistic with a very easy win, climbing on the podium in a bit of a Mercedes sandwich. Great drive from these Mercedes drivers. A round of applause not only for Sadistic, but to these Mercedes drivers having a very poor qualifying and managing to take 2nd and 3rd. This will do wonders for their drivers and Constructors' Championship. Mercedes only scoring 2 points before today. A lot of penalties, almost everyone seeing penalties, but the final grid order looks like Sadistic in 1st, in the Williams, Jay Hartnell in the Mercedes in 2nd, his teammate Very in 3rd, Bowles on the Alfa Romeo in 4th, Williams in the Red Bull in 5th, Jack FRS in the Racing Points in 6th, Liverpool 7th, DDoS in the Ferrari in 8th, Harvey in 9th, and Big Ben taking the final possible position in 10th. Our championship leader, although I don't know if he will be leading the championship now, or perhaps he will, as I don't see anyone contesting him besides perhaps Liverpool. A lot of DNFs, very tough race, but a lot of room for improvement for these drivers as they'll be looking forward to the next round. In round 4, still a lot of championship left. I would like to apologize for the technical issues again, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary as well as the race, and I will see you next time. Thank you and bye.